why are you running for state superintendent?
Well, I'm running to continue my 35 years of service as an educator in Arizona. I believe Arizona deserves to have a certified educator in this very important role as superintendent of public instruction, and I have spent my entire career serving students and families in public education.
Can you talk about what your qualifications are?
Yes, well, educationally, I'm a certified math teacher. I am the only certified teacher in this race. I spent 2.5 decades teaching mathematics, middle school, high school, and at the college level. And I finished my career as the president at Glendale Community College. So really a depth and breadth of classroom experience and executive leadership experience. I believe this is the exact pathway and experience that has prepared me for this really important role.
Why do you feel like you're the best candidate?
Well, I know what it's like in the classroom. I've lived that experience. 2.5 decades of K-12 and college level experience, and really just I've lived the life of an educator. It's what I've done for 35 years, and then as an administrator, really navigating policies, procedures, strengthening pathways for students, developing workforce development programs with industry leaders, ensuring that our students have a pathway and that our industry leaders are having their needs being met. So it's really this depth and breadth of experience that has covered 35 years.
So school safety is top of mind for lots of families. How do you feel like we're doing as a state with that right now, and what would you change?
Well, I think Arizona has been very fortunate that we haven't had tragedies as other states. I believe, and this is where I trust in our schools to really know what the needs are. We're fortunate to have resources available to provide safety grants to our schools. But again, it's based on what the schools need. And as I've traveled the state, really, we've gone to all 15 counties, urban schools, rural schools, and we see the differences. The schools know what their communities need and what their students need. That might be a counselor, that might be a school resource safety officer. I believe it's my role as the next superintendent of public instruction to really honor those needs and to provide the resources so that the schools can have the personnel that they feel they need to help keep their schools safe and our students safe.
So this next question is a question for me, but also a community member as well. What are your thoughts on the ESA system, and do you feel like there needs to be more guardrails, and would you support a repeal of universal ESA?
So, the ESAs, the Empowerment Scholarship Accounts, we have seen how the universal ESAs, and I'll stick to the universal ESAs, since those were signed into law into 2022, it has now cost Arizona millions and millions of dollars. We've surpassed $1 billion. It feels that there needs to be guardrails around this, common sense guardrails, allowing for there to be some accountability, some transparency to ensure that taxpayer resources are really being spent on educational needs. Some of the reporting we have seen has shown that there has not always been resources spent on educational purchases, and there needs to be some accountability around those processes, and I would bring that.
What kind of guardrails would you want to bring?
Well, we have seen the current superintendent has his decision to automatically approve any expense under $2,000 without auditing it, with just moving it through to reimbursement, has created the headlines that take away from our students. We can put a stop to that. There are modern automated systems that would flag unallowable purchases and prevent them from being paid, and would quickly process transactions so that parents can have the reimbursements that they need for their educational expenses. That's something that we can do right away, and that's something that I would bring into the system immediately as superintendent of public instruction.
Do you think the universal program should go away?
There needs to be some guardrails around it. That's not for the superintendent to decide. The superintendent cannot pass the laws. This is up to the legislature. We know that tomorrow is the deadline for the Protect Education Initiative, and those are some common sense guardrails that other states around our nation have put into place. And I think that those are worthy of Arizona students. We want to make sure our students are learning, that they're safe, and that we're protecting taxpayer resources to prevent some of the fraud, waste, and abuse that's happening.
What would you do to help relieve the teacher shortage?
Oh, I have a whole entire comprehensive plan. The tone starts at the top. I have talked to so many teachers as we travel the state, teachers who really feel disrespected, undervalued, and certainly underpaid. Class sizes are getting larger, and teachers are leaving the profession. In 1 year, we lost over 4,000 educators. This is an opportunity to change the tone at the very top. As a career educator, this is about respecting our educators, valuing our educators, and really the entire support staff it takes to keep a school running smoothly. So I would welcome those educators back. Work diligently with the Arizona legislature to improve funding so that we can pay our teachers the salaries that they deserve in this very, very important profession, noble profession of educating our future. So I would work with our community colleges and our universities to recruit more students into the program. Work with our nonprofits also. There are some amazing nonprofits that are doing teacher recruitment and retention efforts. And let's offer some investment, let's offer support, and let's offer what our students need and what our teachers deserve in this noble profession.
You mentioned trying to work with the legislature. We have a Republican-controlled legislature, and Superintendent Tom Horn, as I've reported, has issues with trying to get even more funding. So how would you do that as a Democrat?
You know what? We're talking about our students' future, and our students don't have a political party. And so this is about helping our legislators really understand the impact, the decisions that are being made. What we're seeing right now are the consequences of 50 years of underfunding education. And so as I travel again, to our rural communities, we're seeing the devastating impacts of having fewer teachers in the classroom. That's a direct impact on their constituents. And so I would welcome them to come with me and travel the state to really see the consequences of these decisions. And not just in their communities. Our legislators, we have a beautiful state with legislators from everywhere. I want our legislators to see what I have seen and gather the support. Parents are very frustrated. They are seeing and worried about teachers leaving the profession. Let's have this conversation. Let's put the politics aside. Let's focus on our students. They are our future, and it's the role of the superintendent of public instruction to prepare our students for the future. I won't stop on this. It'll be working closely with them.
The state of Arizona has continued to rank towards the bottom for academics. How would you help improve that?
Well, again, that's the consequences of 50 years of underfunding public education. What I can do, and within the resources that I would have available to me, is, again, partnering with the county superintendents. They're asking for some basic support. Maybe that comes in the form of professional development for their educators, for their teachers. Let's make sure the resources are going out where they're needed, and let's really focus on our students. Under the current Tom Horn administration, reading proficiency rates have declined 5%, from 41% in third grade reading proficiency down to 36%. That's not acceptable. So let's make sure our educators are getting the resources they need. Let's focus on our students. Let's not focus on anything else that can distract us. The focus should always be 100% on our students and our educators.
So going into questions from people in the community. So Laura from Phoenix, and you've also mentioned this a little bit, the underfunding. So she is worried about funding for public schools and says schools are underfunded. What are your goals with that to help, bring more funds to education in Arizona?
Well, again, that's not something that the superintendent can control. That's working closely with our state legislature and really getting everyone to focus back on our students. We are losing teachers. We have classrooms that, without a certified educator leading a classroom, that definitely has an impact on academic progress. And so if we want to lift our students and lift their, being prepared for the future, we must invest in public education. We must invest in our educators. And this is a conversation that I would have regularly at the legislature and, we have to have support, again, focusing on our students.
How would you improve school academics despite the lack of funding?
That's really hard. It's really hard when we don't have the resources we need. When educators are spending $400 on average of their own money to, bring in basic supplies for their classrooms, this is a problem. And so, what can I do? Well, I think that there are opportunities to provide additional professional development, to take the resources that are at the Arizona Department of Education and make sure that they are getting out to the schools around Arizona. And also partnering with some nonprofits. I've met with some, and they're doing their own professional development as well. So it's bringing the resources together so teachers are prepared so our students can learn.
Next question from a Chandler mom who says that she feels there is no accountability in trying to improve student academics in schools. How would you address that?
No accountability on...
She feels like her kids aren't learning in school and instead doing more like recess or trying to play with friends as opposed to learning.
Well, that hasn't been my experience. That has not been my experience, both in the classroom and as I travel the state. What I see are teachers working really hard to help our students learn and be prepared. What we do know is every public school in Arizona must take the state assessment test so we can track how our students are doing. That rule does not apply to private schools or to homeschools, so there's zero accountability there. There's a lot of accountability around our public schools, including our charter schools, a lot of accountability. The rules are not the same. So maybe we can start with making sure the rules are the same. But there's a lot of accountability, both in what our students are learning, how resources are spent and allocated, and that doesn't apply in other settings.
One mom feels like bullying is a big issue to her. Is there anything that you could do as superintendent to help prevent that?
I think there's nothing that I could do directly to prevent. My role is to make sure that resources are moved to where they're needed. And so if a school district, it's supporting our schools in what they know to be best for their students. I've talked to many schools who have leadership programs, really focusing on our students and helping them work together. I've seen wonderful things happen. I was at a school in Levine who they implemented their own version of a program that really changed the dynamics of the entire school. Those are wonderful stories that we can and should be highlighting. So there are ways that our teachers and our administrators are working really hard to help our students learn and grow and reduce some of that bullying that parents may be afraid of.
One mom has a student with special needs, and they feel like special needs students and kids in the state have had funding cut, not in schools, but just in general in the state. How would you help support students with special needs?
Oh, well, this is, again, this is all such a function of decades of underfunding public education. And so when resources are cut, programs are cut, staff are cut, and that has an impact on our students with special needs and all of our students. It's frustrating. I hear parents' frustration. I understand their concerns for our students. Our legislature needs to hear that. Our legislature needs to hear that because education has not been a priority for decades, we're seeing how our students are struggling because our schools aren't supported and funded well enough to give the students the resources and support that they need.
Another parent thinks that lunch should be free. I know, obviously, in your purview, it would be, you don't get to make all the decisions because we have the legislature, but how would you help advocate for that, or what are your thoughts on all that?
I think that, again, that's a function of what we're seeing across our state. Families are struggling. I just talked to a parent from Southern Arizona who got a call from the cafeteria who said she owed $360, and she didn't realize that she was supposed to be paying for lunches. Parents can't take a $360 bill without being informed, right? So this is about how can we ensure our students are receiving nutritious meals so that their brains are fed, their tummies are fed so that they can learn. I don't think that that's a burden we should put on families across Arizona. There was a bill that made it through the legislature, brought forward by Representative Nancy Gutierrez, and it was supported, and I'm really glad to see an emphasis on free and reduced lunches and making those available to families and students across Arizona.
All right. Is there anything else that you would like to add? Any last words?
I'm glad for this opportunity because as the only certified teacher in this race, not only have I lived the life of being an educator in a classroom and the life of an administrator, an executive leader, what I've seen as we travel the state is this incredible support for public education and concerns from parents everywhere about their schools closing, about their teachers or their classrooms not having a teacher in the class. These are concerns that are going to affect Arizona. Education is economic development. So if we want to have a thriving economy for Arizona, that starts with a thriving education system. And I'm here to be the advocate in chief and make sure that every day we are highlighting the good things that are happening in public education and advocating for more resources so that we are no longer last in the nation in per pupil funding and we can see incredible impact and rises in academic performance.